Not stop there. Trump and his loyalists, they thrive on the vision because it allows them to take more power and exert even more control. And by the way, Trump, he's not opposed to lawlessness and violence as long as it serves him.
How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel. Aloha, everybody. It is Wednesday, June 11th. Little vlog, little news. Okay, so it's Toastmaster Day, so I'm going to try to be quick. Every time I say that, it makes sense. Michael is still not out of the woods, so if you're so inclined, say a little prayer for his healing knee. And God, you know, those things, man. It's Kamehameha Day in the state of Hawaii. Yeah. And the LA and other US city protest stuff is going on. First Kamehameha Day. Yeah, let's procrastinate. Kamehameha Day is about the honoring of Kamehameha the First, or Kamehameha the Great, the first.
There's three.
Hawaiian king. And Ghost Bucks. There's three. Yeah, they go up to
Cheerful.
Kamehameha the Third as well. Kamehameha the Fourth as well. Well, in the ancient times, this is kind of before colonial, before there was colonization of Hawaii from outside. Hawaiians had been in Hawaii for the year 1000 kind of deal. And even they're from different places like Tahiti and the Marquesas, and then there's Hawaiians for good 800, 900 years. And here comes Captain Cook, explorer, and they think he's they think he's special, like Ali'i status, God Lono, demigod Lono status. And there was a mishap, and they killed him and ripped him to pieces. Not because they thought he was Lono, but because somebody stole a boat. And they tried to kidnap one of the chiefs to get the boat back, and that's a no-no. See, the Ali'i class is the chiefs. So the tribal organization is there's commoners, and then there's a chief, or Ali'i. And each island had an Ali'i, a chief. And then Kamehameha on the big island, the island of Hawaii, that island over there, I don't know what it'd be called. Anyways, I'm thinking what it would be called back then. But he was him and his brother, the chief, and on the big island, and then he gets the power, and he winds up conquering other islands, and through warfare, war canoes, conquering all the other islands, except for Kauai, because it was a little bit farther and they couldn't get there. So Kamehameha is great because he conquered all the islands, unifying them under one Ali'i. So he was the chief Ali'i Nui, the long chief, the big chief great, and so Ali'i Nui. So he became the Ali'i Nui. Matter of fact, that accounts for the Battle of Nu'uanu, where Kamehameha's forces pushed the Oahu chief's forces off the cliff on the Pali. So when you go to the Pali cliff, it's like their whole army went over the cliff. And they did find 800 skulls down there at one point in time. So that's a lot of people over the cliff. And so the greatness is done via conquest, although he turned into there was some kind of a good ruler aspect to him. He had this law of the broken spear, so you don't harm the bystander, or only warrior to warrior during these battles. And by that time, there was some British connection. So when Kamehameha came over to Oahu, which had more people than the other islands, when he came over to conquer in Oahu, he had the help of a sailing ship and perhaps a cannon on his double hull canoe. So he had some help from, like, he wasn't around. See, this is after the Captain Cook times, but not by much. I'm not sure actually how coincident. I'm trying to figure that out. So that's Kamehameha the Great, Kamehameha the First, Kamehameha Day. Okay, yeah. I digress enough. Well, anyways, there's now, okay, Los Angeles, other cities in the U.S. The governor of California made a big speech and railed against President Trump, how undemocratic this is and all that. And it came across pretty forceful.
Will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault before our eyes. This moment we have feared has arrived. He's taking a wrecking ball to our founding fathers' historic project. 3 co-equal branches of independent government. There are no longer any checks and balances. Congress is nowhere to be found.
And I completely get it, because Trump is discussing with his, commanders, probably Hedgeseth and Patel and Steve Miller. Those guys are all, should we arrest him, the governor? So they talk about it, and then the news catches wind of it. Are you going to arrest the governor? And then Trump's now toying with actually doing it. It's idiotic. Yeah, I know. It's idiotic. But Trump's like, well, no, he's done a terrible, terrible job. And if he can't do his job, and we're going to... You see, because if it goes against Trump's agenda to, probably as part of this Project 2025, deport everybody that's not white Anglo-Saxon, not part of the Mar-a-Lago scenario, deport people. And because there's a really big emphasis, and what they're doing is they're creating a scenario to justify what they're doing, and the scenario doesn't fit. Like, all these people that come over the border are not criminals, and the people that are here are not all criminals. There's like families, and they're working, they're trying to work hard. Matter of fact, it's a large part of our labor force is some of these undocumented immigrants, because it's not really correct to call them illegals, because crossing the border is about as illegal as getting arrested for DUI or something like that. It's a misdemeanor type area. It's not the crime that they're making it out to be, but they're going, illegals, they're cause of all our crime, deport them, detain them, send them to Guantanamo, or send them to El Salvador. It's not all that. And Governor of California is basically doing his job. He leapfrogged over him and just sent in troops, and the troops are still there. And another thing about Los Angeles, it isn't out of control. It isn't riots like in 1992 with the Rodney King riots and the O.J. Simpson stuff. It wasn't. Well, O.J. Simpson was, oh no, but Rodney King, they did have the L.A. riots. And we can't have riots. But think of it. Trump is going against the rule without working in tandem with the governor. He's like, I'm going to arrest you. you better step aside. And Trump is sending in troops from National Guard, or he's federalizing the California National Guard and sending in Marines that are just right there. So 700 Marines, 2 times 2,000 National Guard. So there's 4,000 National Guard, 700 Marines. It's a lot of numbers of troops down there facing people who are still protesting against these outrageous ICE raids. They're pulling people out of garment factories and 7-Eleven parking lots where they try to get a job. And Home Depot, that's what started at a Home Depot parking lot where they're like, hire me for $20 a day. And then they're just detaining and trying to make a big quota that's coming from Steve Miller and those guys. They're trying to make a giant quota of deporting people. So they're doing something wrong, going against another wrong,
keep recording,
doing a completely stupid thing about the logistics of sending in troops when everyone's agitated and pushing into the crowd and firing rubber bullets. It's all agitation to get something to happen. He's trying to get something really bad to happen. So then the troops are, the Marines are right there to use lethal force if necessary. They're right there. The National Guard are like, oh God. You know, they were just, a few months back helping out with the LA wildfire thing. Now they're like back. And the LAPD too is in the thing, and they're pushing against the crowd and trying to. Right now it's just a curfew, and some people are, because all those people, there's going to be, those. Anyways, I talk too much. Yeah, there's so much going on, but LA is for all that going on. LA is relatively quiet. It's not erupting, so they're doing the right thing. But Trump needs to do this because there's going to be Flag Day, the 250th anniversary of the Army. So now they're making a giant parade, military parade in Washington, D.C. And it just so happens to be his birthday. So he's going to be presented with a flag. Oh, Supreme Leader. And it's going to turn into looking like that. And he's going to make a speech. And it's going to be a big PR photo op speech of how successful he locked away the governor that was from the blue state, those damn sanctuary cities, and did everything MAGA in Project 2025.
We're here.
He's going to do a success speech, and it has to be, deported a bunch of people. Anyways, it's crazy. So it's being instigated by Trump, and that's where Governor of California, Gavin Newsom's speech got focused on. There's Hawaiian news. I gotta go. Too much. There's tensions flare. California warned democracy is under assault. And of course there's protesters, and they just love that's the whole scenario, how they're used to protesting. And those illegal flags, they're Mexican. Quarter of the people are Mexican, so they got Mexican flags. They bring them out for Cinco de Mayo Day too, right? Oh, sports, football, almost time for football. Over here, throw me the ball. He's got a time clock on his arm. Maybe back in the day, perhaps. We'll go quickly. I remember in 1984 when you want to relax, just hang out with the Tutu Squad from hell. Tutu Squad. The members of Daughters and Sons of Hawaiian Warriors sing in honor of King Kamehameha I during Oli ceremonies of the Kamehameha statue before fronting Li'i Olani Hale. This is where they drape a ton of flags. Ton of leis on the Kamehameha, the great statue. They put tons of leis on this day. And perhaps, what autocracy looks like. Yep, pretty much. Yep. We're entering the police state phase of fascism. Autocracy. It's all bad. It's all bad. Bad. What should we do? Family, programs, all this rethink, auto safety, inspection, police chief. I guess that's one. I appreciate LZ Granderson's column that connected the cutbacks in safety net programs of the past 40 years to the rise on poverty.
Pushing more into homelessness, no way to renew downtown. May 29th article.
We need to prevent more people from falling into homelessness by opposing the big, beautiful bill, in quotes. I know homeless men and women who gather for church in Waikiki, where the ministers serve up spiritual and physical food. For the homeless in Hawaii, programs funded by Medicaid represent the face of hope. Many advocates worry that cuts to the Medicaid and food stamps (SNAP) programs will only deepen the suffering of the existing homelessness and force thousands more into the streets. Please oppose these cuts, which will remain tax rates for the wealthy. Please use your voice to oppose the big inequitable bill, my quotes, to send the message to Congress that Americans are better than this. Join the June 14th. No Kings, Day of Defiance protest. No Kings. All the way over here. Sandy Mori, Kaneohe. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Trying to find where you were. Where am I at? Okay. Sorry. The buttons. I'm losing it. Okay. Yeah. It's of course. There's I guess June 14th. That's Flag Day. So everyone's doing the aligning the celebration holiday thingies. There's another one the other day. Now there's no Kings on Flag Day, even though what do you call? Oh, I lost it. What happened? Okay, having technical difficulties. Behind the technical difficulties. Anyways, doesn't matter. So, no Kings on King Kamehameha Day. No, this is King Kamehameha Day. We're just looking at the past of that guy who united everyone through conquering, which is going to happen on Flag Day with Trump's birthday and the giant DC parade. I conquered Los Angeles, and and it's not just Los Angeles, it's other cities. And this is the unraveling part. People are pushing back, and police and troop forces are being deployed against protesting. So you can't protest, you can't be against the agenda of deportation, we'll send you to jail. And that's just, and hey, the rest of it's like fake news unless you're listening to Trump's speech and believing every single word. I think that's why a lot of people...
Stay with me.
Maybe you're... Stay with me, Juan? No, he's in Guantanamo. Okay, enough. Gotta get. Aloha, have a great day. It'll all be fine. Eventually, it'll be weird to unravel, because I think things might bad happen, but it'll be okay. Oh, have a good Wednesday. Aloha to you.